Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And what a win by the New York Knicks, as the New York Knicks just came out victorious at Madison Square Garden, defeating the number one seed in the Western Conference, Minnesota Timberwolves, the final score being 112 to 106. And they're not just the number one seed when it comes to Western Conference. They're the number one ranked defense in the entire NBA. This is a very elite basketball team. They have not even lost 2 games in a row this season that I believe Wally Szczerbiak and Mike Breen actually said on the call. That is crazy to say. This team could light you up offensively. They could kill you defensively. Just think about the length of Rudy Gobert, his ability to protect the rim. And Hartenstein, he protected the rim on Rudy Gobert tonight. But we know his presence defensively, defending the interior. You know, what Jaden McDaniels brings to the table, long-ass wingspan, athletic, versatile defender. He could defend multiple positions. Chris Finch preaches defense. He preaches both sides of the ball. But first off, I wanted to say, Minnesota Timberwolves are one hell of a team. I'm not going to just showboat and all that, but this just is an exciting day if you're a New York Knicks fan. A lot of Knicks fans were worried. It's just one game though. I'm not going to say we want to trade off of one game, but the Knicks looked very, very promising. They definitely need to clean things up in the fourth quarter, but I thought the Minnesota Timberwolves really upped their intensity when it came to that fourth quarter. I thought they really got up in our jerseys more. I thought their shot selection was better, even though I thought our defense was still solid in the fourth quarter. Good thing we brought it defensively because we literally were nothing offensively in that fourth quarter, but credit to Randle, big ass shots. When he hit that baseline shot in the second half when the shot clock was winding down, I'm like, yeah, Randle really has it tonight. Finished with 39 points, crashed the glass. I thought he competed. Defensively, he shot 50% from the field. He had a big jump shot in that fourth quarter because we had a 22-point lead and this thing went down to 4 points. But Randle, big time jump shot, working down the lane. Nice little push shot floater. He was big time in that fourth quarter. Offensively, we needed his scoring. We didn't need his passing because Jalen Brunson, career high, ironic, right after the trade, 14 assists for Jalen Brunson. But man, I don't think we'll ever see another type of shooting game like this from Brunson. He shot the ball horrible, really horrible. But the thing that's weird, because Jaden McDaniels' length, versatile, that's going to mess with Brunson. Brunson's 6'2", not the most athletic in the world, but he's very methodical getting to his shots. Brunson is missing some shots he usually makes. He was short on some floaters, mid-range shots. I'm like, that's a good look. That's in rhythm. But they just were not falling for Jalen Brunson. His shot was not falling. But he did one hell of a job distributing the ball. I love the movement. You see what OG Anunoby brings to the table in his Knicks debut. And just overall, like I mentioned in my video, when he was with the Raptors, brings movement, going to bring three-point shooting. He's going to light it up from the corner. He's going to bring intensity on the defense side of the basketball. And he brings that. I know everyone's going to look at Anthony Edwards had over 30 points. But in that second quarter, when he was defending Anthony Edwards, he would make him pick up his dribble in big time moments, and he forced a turnover in that fourth quarter when the Timberwolves were going on a run, when I just thought we looked out of sorts offensively. I didn't like our shot selection. You could say pretty much throughout that fourth quarter, but Randle did hit some big time shots. OG Anunoby had this huge steal after Anthony Towns was he was cooking us in that fourth quarter. He really got the Timberwolves back in the game. But OG Anunoby made Anthony Edwards pick up his dribble. Great on-ball defense. Edwards was trying to get him to jump, but he stayed on his feet, and it forced a loose ball of Edwards to pick up the dribble because he tried forcing a pass, and then Jalen Brunson ends up with the steal, and it was just, they just did such a great job defensively, just leading their men in transition, getting out and running. I just love the New York Knicks mindset. But that led to Brunson, I believe, having this bounce pass to Hartenstein, having this very nice and one finish. And I thought Hartenstein played one hell of a game. When Precious Achiuwa allowed Rudy Gobert to dunk all over him, which I understand. Rudy Gobert 7 foot, Precious Achiuwa 6'8", first game in a Knicks uniform, defensive scheme, and all that. But just in that position, Rudy Gobert just threw it down on him. I'm put Hartenstein back in the game, because Hartenstein felt had a huge momentum changing block every quarter, except the fourth quarter. I thought it was going to be, because I believe it was between these possessions that OG Anunoby knocked down the corner three, or was around this time frame, and then Hartenstein had this huge block on Gobert. I'm like, all right, we're going to start blowing them out again. But no, the Timberwolves just really fought. Jordan McLaughlin had a nice finish in the interior. Mike Conley does a good job running the show, but I like how we shut down Jaden McDaniels, because we could talk about Rudy Gobert was in double digits rebounds, but their second leading rebounder was Anthony Towns with 5 rebounds. That shows how good the New York Knicks crashed the glass, and we demolished them on the offensive glass in this game. But yeah, OG Anunoby, before he fouled out, by the way, terrible call when he was working around the screen. Gobert 7 foot. What do you want him to do with him? I guess OG Anunoby was too handsy, but in that position down the stretch, I just did not like that at all, that call. I thought it was really bad. He's 7 foot. OG Anunoby 6'7". Gobert weighs way more. This dude's built like a brick house. He's trying to move around the screen, and he got called for a foul there when he fouled out in this situation with like three minutes left. But OG hit a huge three in the corner. This dude made a very nice pass when the New York Knicks were kind of stagnant offensively. Got in the paint, dumped it off to Brunson for a little floater. Brunson really struggled in that first quarter. He lit it up in the second quarter, and he had double-digit scoring. But when they switch sides, sometimes it does that to you. Just the best basketball players in the world have off shooting nights, but he still brought that intensity, still fought out there on the floor. But to be completely honest with you guys, in the first quarter when we were down, and we were down 11, it's crazy. We were down 11, made it a 22-point game, and then it was cut to 4 points at one point. Again, shout out to Julius Randle, shout out to OG Anunoby making plays defensively, shout out to Josh Hart, snagging offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities, defensive rebound, just pushing the pace, initiating offense. OG Anunoby had a very nice dunk in transition on McDaniels. I wouldn't call it a poster, but when we were down 11 early in this first quarter, and Randle was the only one that had it going. Randle, unbelievable game, 39 points again, very good efficiency. I didn't think he shot too many threes. Did take some unnecessary shots at times, and wasn't watching his back when it came to turnovers. Needs to protect the ball, but also we need to call out and communicate there. But Randle's working downhill. He was getting to his mid-range. He was in a flow, but yeah, Brunson was just really struggling when it came to that first quarter, obviously throughout the game, but in the second quarter, I thought he really stepped up. But you could say he struggled with his shot because he facilitated, he set guys up really well. But we had no offensive flow at all. I thought Edwards, when Josh Hart checked in the game, Edwards was kind of cooking him. Towns got it going early on. Gobert, we kept him in check offensively. It wasn't that the Timberwolves were just playing amazing offensively. It was just when our bench checked in, McBride just maybe needs to get into a flow. I know he's not a big-time offensive player. I know he proved it in the G League, but it's totally different. West Virginia, he hounds guys defensively. That jump shot's looking clunky. Hopefully it falls because we're going to need it. Grimes brought it, though. Grimes rebounded. He shot the ball well. Very nice finish. Actually, they blew it off, which is terrible. Terrible. I didn't get how they didn't call it like continuation there, but I thought Grimes brought it. We're going to need Grimes to continue to bring it and Josh Hart to bring it, and I thought he brought it offensively. He hit a three, to actually get us out of the funk in the first quarter when the offense was very stagnant. I believe it was at the end of the first quarter, the start of the second quarter, because the Knicks obviously went on an insane run and went from us being down 11 to 22 because Grimes hit a three off of good movement. Josh Hart hit a three as well on the right wing. And I thought that's when things really started cooking for the New York Knicks. The movement was unbelievable. Hartenstein made a beautiful pass. Yeah, he made a beautiful pass to Grimes cutting, and they called it off. It was awful. But Hartenstein had a nice two-man game with OG Anunoby cutting to the basket, or a nice give and go. Dante DiVincenzo, he did a very good job cutting. Dante's a very brilliant cutter, mover without the basketball, and bringing kind of that unpredictability of constantly like moving bodies of like OG Anunoby, that's big time. He uses that athleticism when cutting to the basket. He's a sniper when it comes that corner. But he held, Anthony Edwards, he was cooking early on at 12 points in that first quarter. But a huge reason we went on a run, the cutting, OG Anunoby's 3-point shooting and defense. Brunson started cooking when it came to that second quarter. He started to be more, I want to say more methodical. His shots were falling in that second quarter with the balance of the passing at the same time, which was amazing. You saw Randle obviously play well out there on the floor, and then OG Anunoby holding, or maybe I said two earlier, OG Anunoby held Anthony Edwards to one made field goal in that second quarter. I believe just one made field goal. He was that brilliant defensively when he was on him. Edwards still got his, no doubt about it, on certain matchups. He's very athletic and he's a very good jump shooter. But at the end of the day, the Timberwolves needed more than 5 points from Jaden McDaniels. Rudy Gobert or Jaden McDaniels had 8 points. You need more than that, though. He had 2 made field goals. Rudy Gobert, thought he played good enough to win for them. I thought he played soft at times in the interior, though. Karl-Anthony Towns stepped up when it mattered in that fourth quarter, but you probably need more than 6 rebounds, I should say. I said 5 earlier. Mike Conley only had 5 points. Anthony Edwards had 35 points on 11 of 21 shooting. Jordan McLaughlin had 9 points, which were kind of later on, but besides that, Naj Reid 5 points. Nikhil Alexander-Walker 3 points. Kyle Anderson really didn't do much when he was out there on the floor. I just thought it was more of a team contribution by the New York Knicks, but I was just very impressed with OG Anunoby just swiping down at the ball, being very aggressive, even fighting for 50-50 balls. The Knicks were scrappy tonight. They hustled. They played with a lot of heart. Dante DiVincenzo was very solid once again. But yeah, I think OG's 3 in the corner in the fourth quarter. Hartenstein's block is kind of going to be overlooked by Randle's big-time shots, which Randall shots definitely deserve attention. It was amazing, but I thought those were key moments just because how bad our offense was going in the fourth quarter. Good thing we brought it defensive intensity wise, but that kind of gives momentum for 3 seconds because they were actually able to respond to Minnesota Timberwolves. Kind of worried about the bench. Hart stepped up. Grimes, though, if Grimes continues to step up, that'll be awesome. But it's like if we try to make another move, our bench is just going to continue to be depleted. So the Knicks are going to have to be methodical with it at the same time. But Hartenstein's a beast on the boards, had a huge offensive rebound putback, hit 7 points, 9 rebounds, but he was way more than that. His hustle was unbelievable. By the way, also, OG Anunoby, 20 minutes in the first half. Thibodeau did not give a shit at all. And I wanted to send also a message that, like, we're New York Knicks fans. I understand Knicks fans love RJ, love Quickly, and you can wish them the best of luck individually in Toronto. And I'm not telling anyone how to root for their teams. But anyone that was saying, like on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Knicks aren't making the playoffs, they're worse now with trading those guys. And I'm not saying we won the trade after, like, at one game. But stay on that side. There's a difference of being just a pure player fan and a New York Knicks fan. I want what's best for the New York Knicks at the end of the day. I know we may not always trust this organization, but we just beat the Timberwolves. That's a good way to freaking start the new year. Dante DiVincenzo, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Jalen Brunson really struggled, but he distributed the heck out of the basketball. In 41 minutes, he was 5 of 23 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 14 assists, 16 points. Just the ball movement, I just thought we did a good job getting a lot of guys involved. I touched base on Hartenstein, but OG Anunoby in his debut, he did foul out, but in 35 minutes, just like, imagine having to gain chemistry with them that game. I know there's still practice and all that and communicating and talking with the players, but first live action, actual action in a real game with these guys in 35 minutes, you go 7 for 12, good efficiency. You shoot 50% from 3, 3 of 6. Doesn't even get to the line, and he was in rhythm. 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. He was way more than that defensively, though. Plus 19, plus minus 17 points. Julius Randle, 39 points, 14 to 24 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3, 9 of 13 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds. I'm interested to see how many assists we have. I'm definitely going to look that up. But DiVincenzo continues to play well. But Josh Hart was a beast on the boards. 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Grimes, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. I just thought it was really contagious from that second quarter to that third quarter of the movement without the basketball. And there was some inconsistent three-point shooting, but this game really had everything. It had intensity on the offensive boards. It did have three-point shooting. It had a big-time performance. It had adversity from both teams. The Timberwolves being down 22, cutting it to a 4-point game. I just didn't think they had enough consistent contribution from McDaniels out there on the floor. And when Towns was getting hot, it felt like we did a good job on Edwards in those moments, to be completely honest. And they didn't get that big time pop contribution from the bench that they would probably want. But yeah, Josh Hart played very well, 8 points, 11 rebounds. Quentin Grimes, 10 points, 3 rebounds. And it was just solid efficiency, 3 of 7, 3 of 4. And just last thing, checking the assist here for the New York Knicks. So the Knicks shot 43% from the overall field. Definitely did not shoot well in that fourth quarter. Timberwolves 47% overall. We shot 35% from 3, 12 of 34. We started off hot, kind of cooled down. They shot 39% from 3, shot 1% below them from the free throw line, 78%. We had 23 assists. Felt like we had more, but it still felt like we had it felt like we wanted to get everyone involved. 7 steals, 4 blocks. Hartenstein, 3 blocks on Gobert, which were just freaking awesome. Just awesome blocks. Even had one in the first quarter early on. We have 15 turnovers. Got to clean those up in the fourth quarter. Largest lead, 22. Their largest lead was 11. We had less points in the paint. Still came out victorious. Yeah, if there was another quarter, yeah, this game definitely would have been even scarier because the way this game was going. But at the end of the day, Randall turned up when it mattered most. Let me know down below your thoughts on this win by the New York Knicks. Peace out, y'all.